The United States makes up less than 5% of the population on Earth, yet we easily consume over 30% of its resources. If everyone in the world lived like Americans, we would need 4 Earths worth of resources to support the populations. So what are we doing wrong? Well, the problem lies in energy consumption. 90% of America's energy is non-renewable, with 34.89% in petroleum, 27.49% in natural gas, 18% in coal, and etc. In 2012, there was a total of 137,650 permanent coal-related jobs nationwide and 806,831 oil and gas jobs as of 2011. These jobs are not only bad for the environment, but are dangerous for the workers as well. The sad part is that there are very obvious alternatives that we ignore to avoid change. Well, no more. Green energy has a growing demand for workers, so non-renewable energy workers could easily switch. By contrast, there were 3,401,279 green jobs in 2011. The Department of Energy predicts using conservative estimates that by 2030 there will be over 500,000 wind jobs alone. $1 million worth of oil and natural gas output directly creates 0.8 jobs, and 1 million of coal produces 1.9 jobs. Compare that to building retrofits for energy efficiency, which is 7 jobs per million, mass transit service 11 jobs, building the smart grid 4.3, wind 4.6, solar 5.4, and biomass power generation is 7.4. It's an easy comparison that there are more jobs created for green energy than there is for non-renewable energy. It's time to get those stragglers who are stuck in their careers over to renewable means of energy generation. The government plans to do this through job redistribution. Through means of incentives such as job priorities and funds for relocation or conversion of old non-renewable businesses, current workers will be compensated and, more importantly, able to switch to methods that pay better and are more sustainable. Within 10 years, wind power alone could provide 20% of America's power. North Dakota could theoretically produce enough wind generation power to meet the needs of more than a fourth of U.S. electricity demand. Offshore wind turbines have the potential to produce as much power as all of the power plants in the United States currently. Depending on what resources are available in the various environments across America, we plan to switch to renewable means of dependency like hydropower, geothermal power, wind power, and so on. Now that plan covers industry, but domestic and commercial usage plays a role as well, consuming 39% of total energy. Only a small portion of that is sustainable. This is why we plan to instigate a 50-50 policy for the residential and business sector. Now this works like a water bill, except you file it along with your taxes every year. The government checks your energy statements and you are charged if non-renewable energy use exceeds 50% of overall energy use, meaning the other 50% needs to be sustainable practices for the environment. The good thing is this isn't limited to just energy. Any action that can help or harm the environment is eligible. You can even get rebates and grants from the government if you exceed 60% sustainability, which only increases the more sustainable you become. You may be saying that sounds great and all, but how do you expect people to just jump right in and know all about sustainability? Well, we don't. It'll take time to adjust. People can also visit our website, www.notarealwebsite.notreal, to search and learn more about a sustainable household. An example of a major problem that would qualify for a switch would be the transportation sector. If the number of cars keep increasing at its present rate, there will be over 1 billion on the road by 2025. There's currently around 700 million cars on the road today, producing 900 million tons of carbon dioxide each year. This equals approximately 15% of our total output. Sadly, 1/2 of these trips in the United States are within 3 miles and could easily be walked in less than an hour. Instead, the government plans to invest in fuel-efficient mass transit that is also more economically efficient than the car. Not to mention, there are bikes and electric cars too. All of these would be examples of ways to decrease non-renewable energy output and would qualify in the 50-50 policy. We realize that people have access to different resources in different situations and environments, but everyone is able to do something. There are always ways. Even something as simple as painting your house a lighter color or using denim insulation can qualify as a sustainable living method. All we ask is for people to put in what they get out of the environment, and we may be able to flip this environmental crisis around. The ultimate goal is that we can repeal this policy because people have become more environmentally conscious and it isn't necessary anymore. But it is necessary now, and it's time for us to take action.
Created using Powtoon.